Fall in California brings a whole new meaning to the state nickname, the Golden State. When you combine majestic peaks and sparkling alpine lakes with vibrant fall colors, the Eastern Sierra easily ranks as one of the best places in the West to visit in autumn. For the past several years, we've taken an annual October camping trip to the Eastern Sierra. In this video, we're excited to share some of our favorite scenic drives, breathtaking hikes, and go-to campgrounds to help you experience the best of the region's fall colors. Driving past the Conway Summit to get to Virginia Lake Road offers a spectacular display of aspens, and the views don't stop there. We embarked on a 3.5-mile hike through the Hoover Wilderness from Big Virginia Lake to Frog Lakes. It was a moderately challenging hike with a 500-foot elevation gain, and the scenery was constantly changing. We came across an old homestead that we took some time to explore. Next up was a beautiful waterfall. As we continued on the trail, we passed more than 5 absolutely gorgeous lakes along the way. This was an out and back trail, so we had a slightly different perspective for the return journey. Just a short drive away is Lundy Canyon, where beautiful aspens line the road winding past Lundy Lake. There's a hike at the end of the road where a view of Lundy Falls appears within the first mile. But we haven't personally done the hike ourselves. Yet. The first time we drove the June Lake Loop, it was spring and snow was still clinging to the mountains. We swore we'd return in the fall to see the loop in all its colorful glory, and we're so glad we did. We have on our list for our next visit to hike to Parker Lake, which is a short detour off the loop. This is a super scenic 16-mile drive you do not want to miss. McGee Creek, like most places in the Eastern Sierra, is stunning year-round. As with the June Lake Loop, our first visit here was in the spring when the creek was flowing. A moderate hike into the canyon takes you through brilliant aspen groves, and it's a trail we want to explore further on a future visit. Time your visit right, and the drive along the 9-mile Rock Creek Road that cuts through a glacier-carved canyon is nothing short of spectacular. At nearly 10,000 feet in elevation, this area is one of the first to turn in early fall. At the end of this road, you'll find a beautiful alpine lake and what is quite possibly one of our favorite hikes anywhere. The 8-mile out and back hike through Little Lakes Valley to Gem Lake takes you deep into the John Muir Wilderness. It's a moderately challenging hike with a 1,000-foot elevation gain, but if our son, who was 6 at the time, could do it, so can you. It may not be one of the most foliage-heavy routes in the area, but the scenery is truly unrivaled. One of our favorite places to camp in the Eastern Sierra is French Camp Campground, right off of Rock Creek Road. The amenities are basic, but it's a nice central location close to Lake Crowley, with Bishop to the south and Mammoth Lakes to the north. Rock Creek cuts right through the campground, and it's a wonderful place to relax following a long day of exploring. The appropriately named community of Aspendell offers iconic views of the glowing aspens with the Sierra Nevada mountains as the backdrop. You'll pass this view as you make your way to North Lake, a popular location for leaf peepers in the fall. You will definitely want to put the entire Bishop Creek Canyon area on your autumn itinerary. Images of vibrant colored trees reflecting off the calm waters of North Lake will delight even the most novice of photographers. You could easily spend hours taking in the views here, though when you've gotten your fill at North Lake, head a few miles further down the road to Lake Sabrina, where the gorgeous views continue. A scenic drive down South Lake Road will not disappoint. If you're like us, you'll want to keep pulling off to the side of the road for endless photo ops. There are plenty of safe places to pause and take in the scenery. In our opinion, this area has some of the most vibrant displays of fall colors, and yet it wasn't overcrowded. There are also places to go for a hike or simply sit by a stream and enjoy the views. Weir Lake is one of those places. At the very end of South Lake Road is a whole network of trails to choose from. We did a 4-mile out and back hike through the John Muir Wilderness in the Inyo National Forest to Bull Lake. It was fairly challenging with close to 1,000-foot elevation gain, but we practically had the trail to ourselves. Another campground we've stayed at during our annual pilgrimage to the Eastern Sierra is Mountain Glen Campground off of South Lake Road. There's no pre-registration, you simply pay when you get there if one of the 5 sites is available. A hike that tops the list for many visitors to the Eastern Sierra is the trek to Big Pine Lakes. The fall colors were out in splotches, but there was so much diversity and landscape along the trail, which kept the journey interesting the entire way. This is not a beginner's hike. While you can go much further on this trail, we went just as far as the second lake. There are 7 total. It was still more than a 10-mile out and back journey with an elevation gain of close to 2,400 feet. But we'd say the views were worth it. For this trip, we camped at Big Pine Creek Campground right near the trailhead, and boy did we sleep well that night. So these are just a few of our favorite scenic drives and hikes in the Eastern Sierra up to this point. No doubt we'll be adding to this list during our next fall foliage trip this October. If you've got suggestions for us to consider for our next trip, please let us know in the comments below. And to help you plan your trip to the Eastern Sierra, we've got even more content on places to check out along California's Highway 395. From natural hot springs and prehistoric lakes to ghost towns and gondola rides, we've got you covered. So, if you're into family-friendly outdoor adventures, we encourage you to check out some of our other videos. And until then, happy travels!